Alright, what's up, guys? So, I got a video request from I Hate New Jersey, and he wants me to talk about boomer advice is outdated. They say get a job, but don't realize one can make an income without a job, anyways. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of boomers that are delusional out there. I'll say the one time when I was talking to my uncle about like work and stuff like that, he was saying like $18 an hour is a very good wage, and he's just lost in reality, you know. Like you can't afford a lot of things with 18 an hour, and I guess it's only good if you're living with your parents rent free, right? But if you're out on your own, that's hardly anything. Like I was trying to tell him like that's not much at all, but my one uncle, uh, he never moved out right away when he was 18. He like fucking saved up at my dad's house because he lived there too. Like they all grew up there since that was my grandparents' house, and he stayed there for like until like my age, and he moved out. And he's acting like $18 an hour is a good wage when you're out on your own. It really isn't. And they say things that just don't make sense. I mean, not all boomers are like this, right? There's ones that are seeing it for how it is, but there's a lot of them that are just irrational. And I feel like a lot of them are like that because they haven't experienced it, you know. So they grew up in a decent economy with a lot of buying power. I mean, back in those days, it wasn't easy at times too, but it's different than modern times. See what else you said. Yeah, you can make an income without a job. Yeah, I mean, I guess like if you're good at like investing, right? like, and you start making the big bucks, you don't really need a job. Like you could probably just work temporarily, and somehow you could just uh, get good at investing. You can make money doing that instead of working, or saying being on disability. Like you can live to get by just on disability compared to like just working a job, right? Like you can get the same result on disability than getting a job, basically. Just living on your means, I guess. you know. I guess the difference is you're not stressed out at a job. You're not wasting money on gas. Like say if you are driving, or you're not your mental health isn't going downhill. Right? Like you could be on disability and you can just be at the same position as like working a low wage job. Obviously, it's not easy getting on disability, but being on disability is just as better. Yeah, and it's just a lot of their advice is just outdated. Like you said before, they say like just go get a job and things will get better, but it's not easy just getting a job. You need that experience, that you need like years too, and you just got out of fucking high school. You never really had that experience when you're in school. And there's some boomers out. I mean, actually, there's a lot of boomers that will say, just go to college. It's a lot of college degrees and majors that don't translate to the real world. Especially the liberal arts ones. It's the only time you make money is you are going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or you're going to use that major for a business or something. It's going to be successful, but majority of them aren't good, and it's a lot of boomer advice is just like that. And then they say do the trades. Yeah, I guess the trades can make you money. But at the same time, you can't make money in there too. because there's a lot of them that don't pay well, and they always say, like, just learn at the job, pick up everything you know, and then use it at the next job. But that's not easy either, because you can work at these trade jobs and, like, they may not teach you well, and they are hard to work with. And you basically kind of have to get lucky and hoping that these guys can teach you right. And the trades aren't for everybody either. Not everyone can do a trade. Not everyone's good with their hands. So that's kind of not good advice either. I mean, I guess it's better than fucking the college shit, but yeah. And they think like their advice just translates to this life, it's just something else. Like how can you live on a regular job and you have a hard time, like, paying the basic needs just to survive, and you have to rely on roommates, that's something that was different in the boomer stages. Like, you can work a regular job back then and just get your own studio. Now you have to live with, like, a bunch of roommates with that same job. Then they say, like, just work at a job and move up, and there's a lot of jobs that don't have a lot of opportunities to move up. There's ones that say they move up and it doesn't go that far, It really doesn't make sense to work hard, and you get no incentive, That's what they always say too. Work hard, things will get better. And, like, if you're working hard and you are getting, like, hardly anything, like, why put all that hard work into that, You're not going to get the result. Like, that's kind of like an example, like, for me. Like, I'll work hard at the gym and try to achieve something, and, like, the muscle up, for example, I was able to achieve that because I knew I was going to get a result. But when I'm working at these jobs, like, I want to expect, like, a pay raise if I work hard, or I can move up or something. And thing is, like, what's the point, You can't, because there's a bunch of favoritism, there's a lot of politics at work, and it's not easy just to move up like that, You would have to literally work a really good company, and they're willing to give you a livable wage, It's difficult. Like, it's not the same back in the day when they would be able to work hard and get the things they want, It's way different now. Yeah, a lot of their advice is outdated. That's for sure. It's like they're stuck in the past, and, like, you can't teach old dog new tricks either, It's like you can't really tell them, like, how it is, It's because they're stuck down there. Trying to think what else here. Yeah, and I guess they think, like, all this kissing ass is gonna do something too, and you can just, like, kiss ass and not even get anything, I feel like a lot of boomers do that type of shit too. I know my dad was like that. And the thing is, it's not easy for everyone to get, like, those good jobs either. Like, if you have those genetics that fucking make you incapable of doing it, then it's gonna be even harder, you know? Or just it's just not easy, basically. I mean, I guess it's worth trying, but like they can just make you have a hard time, you know, and these boomers can push you to your limits when you have like these bad genetics, you know, and they don't get it a lot of times. Yeah, and they think you're lazy for not working either, you know, and thing is you're not lazy because why why work for barely anything, you know? And thing is like if you can make money not getting a job, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like not everyone can do everything either. Not everyone's capable of doing stuff. You know? I mean, it's worth trying things, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And that's another thing about boomers. They see you like giving up and shit. Like they go ape shit on it, you know? Like you tried so many times and they they just lose their control, you know? Yeah. And they say buying a house is the best thing. I mean, yeah, it is a wealth tool, you know, but how can people like millennials and Gen Z fucking buy a house, you know, when it's so expensive, right? With like a regular job, and then they'll just say, just get a better job, and it's not easy for everyone. It really isn't. But yeah, that's it though.